Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is the March Look for Less challenge. I absolutely love this challenge. It is hosted by Yami over at the Latina next door, and this month's special co-host is Kristin Kay. So you guys need to go check out Yami's channel and Kristin's channel. So the Look for Less challenge is basically a challenge where we find a higher end item and we recreate it for a lot less. So there's also going to be a playlist for these videos. So if you guys need some inspiration or if you just want to go check out some really cool DIYs, I'm going to link that down below too. Today I'm going to show you guys how I made these hanging wall plants. I made them both for about $10. So the only thing I had to purchase were the flowers, and I got them at Hobby Lobby, so they were a little pricier than like if you got them at Dollar Tree, but I just loved the quality of them, and I don't know, I had to have them. Everything else I had in the house. So I didn't have to buy anything else. I just used supplies that I already had. So I am going to be recreating this look, and this is what the original looked like, and each one of these is $32. So I'm gonna show you guys how you can make two of them for $10, and I will tell you, you're not gonna be using any kind of metal in this DIY. These are not made out of metal. So stay tuned to see what I made these out of. All right, so these are the little floral greenery things I found at Hobby Lobby, and this bundle was $13.99 and the smaller one was $3.99, but they were 50% off, so I got them for around $10. And I just got two sets, and I was actually able to split them up and use them for both of them. And then you're also going to need the little foam flower pieces. I had two different kinds. I had the styrofoam ones, and then I had like the green ones. You're gonna need some rope, your glue gun, of course, a piece of foam board, and a couple pieces of poster board. And then you're also going to need paint, so I will show you exactly what color paints I use later. So the first thing I did was just took a tape measure. I need to get a ruler. This is kind of crazy that I don't have a ruler. So what I did was, if you guys saw my windmill video, I took one of the extra blades and I kind of went with that shape. So this is actually going to be the back of the little pot. So you're going to use foam board for the back, and then you're going to take poster board and just kind of bend it around and then glue it so that the thing looks like a pot. So you are not going to be using any kind of metal, you're just going to be using foam board and poster board. So I just went ahead and drew the shape that I wanted and took my X-Acto knife, and this was totally trial and error, you guys. I'd never done this before, so the first piece of poster board I cut out was not the right size, so I had to cut another piece, so that's why I'm very glad I had two. And then once you have that first one cut to how you want it, you're going to go ahead and go back to the foam board and trace another one and just cut it out. So you're going to have two identical pieces for the little planters, and then I'm going to show you what to do with the poster board. So what I did was, I really had no clue what I was doing, so I just kind of took the poster board and drew like a bigger size, because like I said, I wanted to try to like wrap it around. So the first one I cut out did not fit, so I had to remeasure, and I kind of made it more rectangular, and then I figured that if you glue it on as a rectangle, it's easier to go back and cut off what you don't need rather than trying to like measure it out perfectly. And then next, you're just going to go ahead and take your glue gun, and I just glued the side of the foam board and then stuck it down on the poster board. I tried to keep it as close to the edge as possible, and then you're just going to kind of wrap it around, and you're going to glue the other side as well, and then go ahead and cut off any excess. And next, you're going to go ahead and take some rope, and you're just going to measure a piece for the top and the bottom, and you're just going to hot glue gun it on there. And what this is doing is it's making it look like an actual metal little like tin. You know how it's kind of got like that edge on the top and the bottom? So this is making it look more realistic and not just like poster board. And now I'm just taking my little pot and I'm setting it on the poster board, and I'm going to trace the very bottom of it so I can cut that out and then glue it so it actually has a bottom. Now it is time to take these outside and spray paint them. I'm using this Krylon Deep Gray Matte color, and this is what I've been using on a lot of my DIYs lately. It really helps make that galvanized look. So you're just going to want to go ahead and spray the entire thing. I did a little bit of the inside at the top just because I didn't know if you'd be able to see in there, but once you get the flowers in, you really can't see much. And then once those have completely dried, I'm just taking my platinum colored craft paint, and I'm going to take my little sponge, and you're just going to take that sponge and sponge the entire thing with the paint. And once it dries, it's really going to have that like metallic galvanized look. It actually looks like real metal. And now it is time to put in the greenery. So I just took one of those little green thingies and I cut it in. I think I had to cut the top off a little bit just because my pot is actually very narrow. So you're just going to want to cut it so that it can actually like be jammed in there. And I did have to glue the other one because I cut it a little too small. But if you can get it to like fit in there nice and snug, then you shouldn't have to glue it, but you might want to reinforce it with a little bit of glue. And I have already cut off all the greenery off of the big stem. I just took my pliers and like twisted it back and forth. That's my least favorite part of any floral DIY because I just hate doing that part. Yeah, so I'm just taking it and sticking it in the little foam piece so that it looks right. And then once you're done with that, you're just going to stick it into the pot. And now I have flipped it over. I'm actually going to poke a little hole in there so that I can tie a piece of rope. And that's actually what I'm going to hang it with. So I already have nails in the wall where I want to put these. So I just put a hole in there and then stuck the rope through it. And this is the finished look. I took a picture of them side by side, but I actually ended up hanging them on each side of my mirror in my dining room. I just wanted you guys to get a comparison picture of the higher end one because those were next to each other. But I'm really happy with how these turned out. I think they actually look like real metal. Like I don't think you can really tell that they're made out of poster board. And thank you so much to Yami, the Latina next door, and Kristin Kay for hosting this challenge. I always have so much fun with this challenge. Please don't forget to check out their channels and of course the playlist. I will link that down below. And if you guys are new, I would love it if you would stick around and subscribe to my channel. If you like videos like this, there are plenty more to come. And we'll see you guys all next time. Bye.